What's up, traders? So let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis on GBP JPY. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity currently we have in this instrument. Now, GBP JPY on the lower time frame is giving us a significant trading opportunity. Now, before we discuss how we can trade, let's look at the bigger picture to see the general direction in the market, and then we'll jump onto this lower time frame to see how we can trade GBP JPY. Looking at first of all monthly, we see that from the monthly perspective, GBP JPY primarily had a bounce from this important monthly level of previous resistance here, which is turning support, and from this level we have seen a bounce and the price has reached an important level from this liquidity zone where there is a long doji on the monthly, and from that zone we see that GBP JPY now rejecting. With that rejection, what you could see that again the price may come back to this monthly opening and closing zone where there is a high liquidity, and from this we might see another bounce. So with that in mind, now currently we see short-term drop on GBP JPY, though it is a long-term bullish market. Now let's look at weekly time frame to see possible direction in the market. Now weekly perspective, we see this is the zone where we are expecting. We have seen the price has a strong rejection from this previous resistance zone, turning support on the weekly as well, created this pin bar a long doji. Now this week, once the market opened, we have seen primarily an uprise. Now as you can see, there has been already an impulse and the price already reached an important level. Now from this level, what we see that the price rejecting, as this is the zone where quite a few weekly doji, as you can see, and when this kind of doji is on the higher time frame or even lower time frame, they hold a lot of liquidity, and from that liquidity zone we see that GBP JPY now rejecting, means that we could see this price again coming back to this level, or even we could see some drop on the lower time frame. Though it is a long term bull market, as I mentioned, on the lower time frame we could see some deeper retracement before creating any bullish move again. So looking at daily, what we see that on the daily perspective, there was an impulse on the daily, smaller correction, another impulse. The price has now corrected to the previous swing high, which is the previous resistance zone here. What we have seen that with this 20 EMA, the price failed to create any new higher high. That means that we could see another wave of drop on GBP JPY, which is the previous, this is the monthly level, where we see this top of this long doji, which is very significant, as this doji on the daily is the lowest point here, is the highest point here, which is turning here, acting here as a resistance, which is turning support here for this move. Now as GBP JPY now failed to create a higher high, local trend is down, we could potentially see this price coming back to this level to grab liquidity, or even breaking this level before again going up. So with that in mind, all those time frame giving us potential possibility for short-term movement to the downside on GBP JPY. So now let's look at lower time frame to see how we can find true trading opportunity. What we see that lower time frame on the 4 hour perspective, we see that there is in fact a reversal pattern here. The bulls failed to create a higher high. Instead, what we have seen that there has been a structure, a local head and shoulder, you can see that, and the price has broken down. Currently the price after this breakdown creating smaller candles. There are two probability now, is for this price to just to drop from here. If there is any as news is coming tomorrow on GBP, we might see some weakness and we could see a drop from here. The other probability, which is a high probability, that GBP JPY will go ahead and test this neckline of this reversal pattern. There is a head and shoulder, and when you see a head and shoulder, you can expect the price to go ahead and test the neckline of this previous support, turning resistance, and then before creating any drop. So with that in mind, we could see GBP JPY at some point going up, testing this previous support zone here, turning resistance and creating a long wick candle and then dropping. So that could be a very very high probability trade setup for GBPJPY based on how the price action is forming from this zone. As soon as we will find suitable entry opportunity, as we discussed on GBPJPY, we will consider going short with a high probability trade setup with our students. If you find value in this analysis, then smash the like button and also let us know in the comment section which way you are trading GBPJPY. Thank you. I'll see you soon in my next analysis.